Greetings and salutations, my artsy friends. How is everyone today? So good, I hope. So good. I am so happy to be here with all of you. If you would follow, like, and subscribe to Corbiere-Scott Designs, I can't tell you what a big impact that has on my business. By just you following and liking and commenting. I swear it does. On these following social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, and then ask to join our private Facebook groups, Stitch Along with Anne and Anne Corbiere-Scott Designs Facebook group. For all things Anne and artsy, like my washi tape and my art printables, go to AnneCorbiereScottDesigns.com. Okay. So this morning, I really wanted to talk about good morning. Whoop. This is not sliding. My iPad's not cooperating. Good morning, Renate. Hello. How are you? So today, I really wanted to continue on where we were last Thursday. Remember when I was at my dad's, we started color studies. So I wanted to do the same thing this week. So I was thinking about ways that we could do that are, that just warm up our creativity and that broaden our horizons artistically and stretch our creative muscles. And so today, I have a page in my art journal that I have. So here's last week's color study, right? You remember I pushed it around with parts of my dad's cornflake box, and but I used a palette that was already chosen for me from Rachel Beth. Today, I want you to think about what your personal color palette is. Think about what your personal color palette is. Everybody's got one. They're the go-to colors that you kind of you pick up almost without thinking. And so, good morning, Lisa. Hi, Vicky. Hi, Joni. Hi, Keels. So I have prepped both of these pages with my watercolor ground because I want to paint on them. I just want to paint with watercolors and just play. I just kind of want to get lost in art play today. And so it's so funny, when I was on my morning walk this morning, that's what I was thinking about. Like, I just want to get lost in art play. And so as I was coming back up my sidewalk to my house, I have these beautiful flowers growing in my front yard. And so I thought, ironically, I mean, I don't pick what colors they come out as, but look at them. Look at them. So here, look at this gorgeous calla lily. So last year I bought this calla lily plant at Costco, and it bloomed for a long time throughout the summer, and then it just kind of died back, and I just put the pot back. And you know what? This year it's a perennial. It came back out. So I already have 2 calla lilies. Look at how gorgeous. And I have zinnias, which I always grow. And these pinky girls are, let me see, I wrote it down because I knew I wouldn't remember. Angelonia. Aren't they gorgeous? Aren't they gorgeous? And these pretties, right here, this one, and then there's a purpley fuchsia kind of color one, and the yellow. These are all from the same plant. Isn't that something? These 3, like a vermilion, this fuchsia, and this golden yellow. Those are called purslane. So I just thought this is kind of my personal color palette. These are the colors that I kind of gravitate to. So I thought that's what I want to paint with this morning. So I have started to activate my paints. I didn't do my red, which I'm going to have to mix a vermilion, which is kind of a mix of orange and red, right? So I'm going to just let those kind of percolate for a minute. I know I love a calla lily too. They're just such an elegant flower, aren't they? Which one is your favorite, Renate? Everybody take a drink. Okay, so I'm thinking, oh my gosh, that calla lily is so beautiful. And can I tell you, I could just look at its beauty. I could look at the beauty of every flower like a billion times. Like, look at the lines, look at the shapes, look at the, like, it's just this gentle flow of the petal. Oh, I love them. Anyway, so let's get started. So I thought I'd seen this exercise before on, they're so pretty, aren't they? They're so pretty. So I just put my, I think this is a number 4 round. I have a number 2 round. You know, I like we've talked about this before, but I like a brush with a nice snap. Do you see how that has a nice snap? I mean, there are other brushes that we use for other things. So this doesn't have much of a snap, right? It's soft. So it's good for washes. But for me, when I'm watercoloring, I like a snap. And so I kind of keep that in mind when I'm picking out brushes, which I should never buy another brush again in my life. But whatevs. So, all right. So let's talk more about color study and let's get started. And then we can talk about other things as we paint. So I want to, so I've already put water in here, but now I want to work that water into my paint pan, right? So we're just going to fill, oh, Lauren, it's a situation over here though, seriously. So because I'm painting on graph paper, I kind of have guidelines, but you could do whatever you want. I'm just going to fill this page with my color palette, right? So I'm going to set this here. So I have this gorgeous color palette. And I'm just going to paint repetitive shapes. Just, I'm going to fill my page with my color palette and repetitive shapes. So, but they don't have to be all the same, right? So, I'm going to take, let's take orange. So let's mix that up. And we can paint around that, right? We can, and we're going to take our sweet time with this. We are not hurrying this process this morning. I'm feeling like, you know, we've talked about the flow state so many times, and there's sometimes I will purposely work to put myself in that flow state trance because I mean, sometimes it just happens naturally as you're creating, right? But other times it's okay to kind of work yourself into that state. by just the slow. Why do I have my water 100 miles from my, that's so dumb, from my paint palette. I will purposely try to put myself in that state if I need to process something, if I just need to, I know I need to calm my nerves, I need to think something through all the way, give myself permission to feel all my feels. Do you know what I'm saying? So it doesn't matter what your shapes are or what your colors are. It just needs to be aesthetically pleasing to you, right? So let's see if we can get to the flow state by playing with our own personal color palette and create slow, small shapes. Fill a page with slow, small shapes. So it could be circles, it could be squares, it could be rectangles, it could be squiggle lines, it could be whatever you want. There's just something about that repetitive creating that we just kind of get lost in it. And I'm kind of feeling like I just want to get lost in my colors and my painting this morning. I'm a peace-loving girl, and I am feeling the need to kind of center my piece again. Does that make sense? So I'm just going to randomly paint yellow squares. Oops. Yeah. All over my page. Just that, I'm telling you, just the act of filling up this space with color makes my heart so happy. So I'm just going to continue. I follow a girl, and I followed her for years. And on Instagram, her handle is Willa Wanders. And one of the things, like, she's very into flow state too. It's so interesting because there was, for a long time, like when I was in art school, I could get there, but I didn't know it had a name. I just knew it by a feeling. Like if I had a big assignment to work on for, in art school, like a big painting or a big piece, I remember feeling that feeling, but not knowing that it had a name and not knowing that other people felt like that when they created too. Isn't that fascinating? So, and I think artisans of all kinds can get to a flow state, right? Gardeners and cooks and songwriters and you name it, right? Dancers, right? We can all reach our flow state in different ways. But one thing that, her name is Wendy, Willa Wanders, his first name is actually Wendy. A thing that she talked about that I just found fascinating was, she had talked about, these are kind of too close, I think, but I'm just going to have to work with it, right? I feel like once I get something down, then I can just start to fill more organically. I don't want it to look like a pattern of any kind. Anyway, she talks about the 5 internal motivators for flow state, right? So she talks about curiosity, passion, sense of purpose, autonomy, and mastery. All 5 of those things drive focus, and all 5 are flow triggers. So I just kind of keep that in the back of my head, in my noggin, as I paint, and hope that flow state comes to me. I mean, sometimes it doesn't, and it's disappointing when you want it to, when you're working for it. But when it does happen, it's magic, I think. So a color study can be, you know, you can just create with a set of colors and play with the idea. Like I said, when I was at my dad's, you know, it's all about, I'm gonna kind of go off the edge. I think that would be kind of cool. Yes, I love that. And then what if up here, I did one that was, like just a little off the edge. Yes, I love that. Let's do one here. Yes, yes, yes. You just want to get familiar with those colors. You just want to learn how colors play together, how they work together, how, like, are there things that you can do to make them work together well? So, now I've filled my yellow quota, I think. Oh, maybe one more. Let's do one down here. That's kind of off the page. Okay. So there's a lot of other things that we can do, right? We can you can just randomly choose. Let's get some hot pink in there. And what can we do with that? Where can we go with that? We could certainly make it like a long, skinny, yeah. I kind of wanted to only make that 2 across, but oh well. So I hope that you are filling your space with some colors. You see, they can be whatever we want them to be, right? Let's go back and work on the, oh, was it red or was it orange? It was orange. Orange is the color I was doing, isn't it? And you have to make a decision whether you're okay or not okay with those colors bleeding. I'm always okay with colors bleeding. Not always, I shouldn't say, but by and large, I like when they bleed. And they make those watercolor blooms. That makes me so happy. So I'm feeling like I really want to, this is looking so uniform, and that's so not what I wanted. But I can just use this as my warm-up page. Does that make sense to everybody? This is my warm-up page, and then maybe this side I get way more organic. So let's let them do their job. You know what I mean? Oh, so I wanted to talk about a couple of things. Good morning, Valerie. A couple of things. I wanted to talk about, number one, I'm going to turn this so that I can get a better angle. I wanted to talk about, here's my little pieces of paper. Saturday, this Saturday, June 1st, is going to be kind of a big day. Number one, it's a brand new art printable day, and oh my gosh, I can hardly wait to share something with you that I've created for a special friend named Nancy. And it was a special request she had, and now I can hardly wait. It's taken me a couple months to get all the moving parts together. Anyway, so I'm going to release that on Saturday, and so I thought, let's do an extra pop-in paint party on Saturday morning for a couple of reasons. Number one, for the new art printable, and number two, because it's the first day of index card of the day. So I've done that challenge for years, and the girl who has started it, her name is Tammy Garcia. She's just amazing. She is, see, I like this better where I wasn't trying to be so precise. She comes up with these prompts. So here's some basic information about the Index Card a Day challenge. It runs every year for 61 days. It goes from June 1st to July 31st. Tammy has been doing it for 14 years. Is that amazing? I just love that. And so she comes up with prompts, like daily prompts, but then she also comes up with weekly themes. And I had forgotten about the weekly themes, and remember I had talked about that we could do techniques. So that's kind of the same thing. So I thought, well, I want to give Tammy her due because I didn't think of that. I must have had that in my subconscious somehow. Anyway, she, but here's the cool thing about Tammy is that she has this weekly prompts, like I said, and she has these, daily prompts and weekly themes. And so, and her themes are often techniques. So this is what I thought we could do. We could follow Tammy's lead, and then, but every now and again, we'll take a little detour of our own. How does that sound to everybody? And at the end, we can put those all like on a big ring, like I said, and you have that just for reference. You know I beat the whole reference file thing into the ground, but seriously, you guys, it does help, and it does, I think, because it was beat into my head at art school. Like, we literally had like a file folder. We had a literal reference file. But I would go back to that so many times. And remember, I've said, I want your art journal to be that, and let's make our index cards a day. Let's make that a reference file too. So, starting June 1st, let's do some index cards a day, and we'll just play with the prompts and the themes, and I've got a couple of my own themes that I want to do. And what I want to make sure that we do is that we take a moment after we've created our cards and write some notes on the back side for ourselves. Then you'll be like, oh yeah, I splattered on this, or I used a stencil and I used stencil butter on this one, or I mean, most of those things you're going to know just by sight. By looking at them, you'll know kind of what you did, but it's okay to make notes to yourself. And you know what's so funny? I've come across bits and pieces of reference pieces that I had from college, from art school, and you know what? So much of it is, I'm still drawn to the same things. I'm still, ta-da! I'm still, those similar things still inspire me. Everybody take a drink. So let's start that on Saturday. So make sure you save the date, Saturday, June 1st. We're going to have a special pop-in paint party. Oh, and how about ABBA? So we had talked about it yesterday, and can I tell you, now it's one of my, I listened to it the whole morning walk. Their music is just so, number one, they always have a really good beat, so they're, excuse me, I have a hiccups this morning. They're good for pacing yourself when you're walking. And I like to pace myself without me knowing that I'm doing that to myself. Let's see. I read this thing the other day and I was like, oh my gosh. I'm telling you, can I tell you, I have 9,000 little hunks of paper like this, all over with little bits and bobs of notes. So I'm like, oh, I want to talk about that. I want to talk about that. I saw this thing by somebody else that I follow on social media, and her name is Mel Robbins. Anybody else follow her? She's just amazing. Okay, so here's what she said, and I thought, oh my gosh. I remember my mom saying something like this to me. Don't worry about people who aren't happy for you. They aren't happy for themselves either. And that just, do you know when something just kind of stops you? Oh my gosh, I have notes, hunks of paper notes. I have paper notes, and you know what? I come by that very honestly. My dad and I found notebooks and notebooks and notebooks and notebooks of my mom's. And can I tell you, there's something about that. There's something about, number one, seeing somebody else's handwriting. And for me, as a note taker, I have to get it out of my head. Do you find that, Lisa? Like, you have to get it out of your own head and onto a piece of paper. And once I do that, I do find that I can memorize, like even spelling words. I was just telling somebody not very long ago, who knows who it was or when it was, like I never minded writing spelling words. I never minded writing spelling words because, oh, look at that. Like it's behind there. Shut up. I always liked handwriting. I guess that's why I've taught so many lettering classes. I loved handwriting. I loved, oh my gosh, let's talk about that. Yeah, you know, oh, I know there's some, handwriting is such a personal thing, right? I remember one time I made oh, that's funny, Lynn. Well, I hope I say something meaningful. I had made this scrapbook for my mother-in-law, and I had made copies of the photos because I'm always nervous about using original photos, you know. But I Xeroxed all the handwriting on the back, and I put that with all the photos, and that brought my mother-in-law to tears because she said, I haven't seen my mom's handwriting in a long, long time. And I thought, the power of that, you know. And there was this girl, and now just let me think about her name, Selah something. Anyway, she had a glow forge, and so she was making all different things with her glow forge. And one thing that she created were pop sockets. And there's this little piece of paper at my mom and dad's house with a magnet stuck to the side of a filing cabinet in the spare bedroom. And it was a note from my gram to my mom. And so I took a picture of that note and I sent it to, her first name is Dana, actually. I sent it to her, and she made a pop socket for my mom, and my dad just asked me if I wanted it, and I said, not yet. Not yet. But I will. And it said something to the effect like, I love you oh so much, Joanne. Love, Mom. And I just thought, well, there you go. It doesn't get much better than that, does it? Doesn't get much better than that. Let's see. These are looking so much better now that I've kind of gotten out of my head and just like I'm painting much more randomly. Oh my gosh, Lynn, what a treasure is that? What a treasure is that? That's so interesting, because I think I told you guys on Tuesday, one of the things that my dad had me go through were, my mom had these 2 boxes of cards. I'm sure there's many more, but there were these 2 boxes of cards that people had sent to her, including my sister and I and the grandkids and all of that. And I'm just going to tell you, it was a moment, that's for sure, to go through those cards, to read what her friends wrote to her, what they talked about. It was lovely. And that so many people thought so highly of my mom. It was just, oh my gosh, so beautiful. So I'm going to mix up some orange and red and make that vermilion. Although this orange is kind of vermilion-like. Maybe I should have a little water. Maybe I should have used a more vibrant orange, but this orange is kind of, you know. What do I do this? See, this orange is very vermilion, so that makes me want to pick a different orange. Let's see if any of these, I don't think there's an orange. Nah, it's sparkly. I thought I used an orange. Oh, this orange. That might be kind of pretty. Maybe. I, of course, have an orange over here. So now I'm going to have to move my flowers and my beautiful Susan stone. Everybody take a drink, please. Aren't they pretty, Deb? I got them out of my yard. We're talking about working with our, hey Sarah, playing with our personal color palette and working on getting to the flow state. So I just put some water in this orange up here, so let's work that in. Let's see if I can do, yeah. I like doing them horizontally and vertically. And I wanted to like start to introduce some new shapes. Like some tall skinnies. That's kind of cool. Making me so happy. How's everybody doing? Are you doing all right? I hope. So I hope that you will if you get a chance, follow Willa Wanders. If you don't already, she's amazing. And follow ICAD, Index Card of the Day. Her name is, I think she's Gypsy666. Her Instagram. Her name is Tammy Garcia. And you can also look like, if you go to your magnifying glass and you look under, if you put hashtag ICAD, it'll pop up. I'm kind of working on making these bleed into each other. Okay, so Lisa, there's a trick that you can do. So just continue with what you're doing today, but then get some transparent watercolor ground. If you coat your graph paper with transparent watercolor ground, it gives your graph paper some tooth, something to hold the watercolor paint, and prevents it from bleeding through, and prevents the lines from bleeding. Although I kind of like when the lines bleed. I kind of like that artsy, blurry, looks like rained on kind of feeling. Oh my gosh. We're not, don't you think that, yes, don't you think that's probably making them happy? Oh, I believe so too. I believe so too. Renata, I believe so too. I think they're with us all the time. And did you have a very creative mom? I had a very creative mom. It all stems from her. Oh my gosh. Like every time I play on it, like I'm loving it more and more and more and more. I hope you are loving yours more and more and more and more too. Everybody take a drink. But I'm going to let mine percolate for a minute, and we will do some comfort book. Has anybody gone on any artist dates in the last little while? I did some little ones that were kind of impromptu artist dates. Does that make sense? Like I went for walks, certainly, when I was back home at my dad's on Sugar Island, for sure. My cousin Kim, I picked some I dug up some flowers and brought them home, the lily of the valley and the lily of the valley and the forget-me-nots that I replanted, and they are inside of my house because it is much too hot for those Michigan plants to grow here. So I did do some artist dates, but they were kind of impromptu. I didn't plan it. It just kind of happened that way. She was a seamstress. Oh, you and Vicky's mom. You know what? My mom was a quilter. And you know what? She made all of our clothes growing up. She did. Oh my gosh. She was so multi-talented. My mom was a award-winning duck carver, bird carver. She, anything that she tried, she mastered. She didn't dabble like her daughter. So let's just open to a page. The maze. It is rare to escape a maze on the first attempt. And when we are stuck in a maze, we can't escape by following the same path that got us lost. We escape a maze by trying new routes. We don't feel like we have failed when we hit a dead end. In fact, we appreciate the new knowledge. There is now a dead end we won't try anymore. Every dead end and cul-de-sac helps us escape the maze. To know which path to take, it helps to take a few wrong ones. The end. That was a good one, wasn't it? I was just talking to Jeff about when you're grieving, like before my mom passed, when she was sick. I just want to get some more yellow on here. Would you please, convertible tops? Holy tamale. Holy tamale, Vicky. That you know, if you've experienced loss, then you know what's coming. Do you know what I mean? You know it's coming, and you know it's gonna hurt, and you know it's gonna be uncomfortable and unpredictable. And so when it comes around the next time, you know it's gonna be terrible. You just know it. And so you try to avoid it. But what I was telling Jeff was, as much as I knew it was coming, I think I was in it before it even all happened. Like I was grieving the loss of my mom before it even all really happened, because we kind of knew it was coming this time. Like she had always rallied, and this time she didn't rally, and she said, this time's different, this time's different. And so I was talking about how your mind just plays tricks on you, doesn't it? Like it just plays these weird tricks on you. Like you remember things differently, or you think you said something, or you didn't say something. I don't know. It's just weird. I like the act of connecting these pieces. That's kind of making me all kinds of happy. And every time I bring in a new color, I'm like, oh yeah, yeah. That's making me really happy. Isn't that the stinking truth, Sarah? All those little things that are the business of someone passing. Oh, they are difficult. That is for dang sure. That is for sure. But you do find yourself, I don't know that you ever get over it, but you do find little weird coping mechanisms just for you. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of a weird, oh, I love that. It's kind of a weird state of being, but it is what it is. Ooh, here's a question for everybody. I was talking about it during my stitching group yesterday. What is your favorite road trip snack? Everybody has them, right? Everybody has them. I said I like crunchy. And that crunchy could be cucumbers or popcorn. Popcorn is usually my go-to. And then a little something sweet. But usually crunchy. So how about you? What's your... Sour Patch watermelon candies. Swear, can I tell you, Sarah, I would never, ever, ever pick that. Pretzel rods, those are nice. German gummy bears. Renata, those are delicious. Grapes, that's what, so Valerie and I were talking yesterday, but like I like to have some kind of fruit and some kind of vegetable that isn't a mess to eat. Like I love oranges, but I don't want to peel it in the car and eat it that way because then your hands are all sticky. But grapes are a good one. Although I've been known to cut things up and put them in a Ziploc bag. You know, I love me some Ziploc bags. I do like pretzels, but I think popcorn. I don't know why popcorn. Well, my dad was a big popcorn eater, so we always had popcorn. I got him a popcorn advent calendar one year, and he didn't understand what it what it was supposed to do, and it was shaped like a Christmas tree, so it had like different popcorns and different seasonings and all that kind of thing, and he just lifted the whole top off. So he didn't open all the little doors each day. He's a funny guy. He's a funny guy. Oh my gosh, baby wipes. Was that one of the great inventions of our time? That is for sure. Let's do some more pink. How am I doing on time, you guys? Sorry. I haven't gotten in the flow state, but I got out of my own head, and sometimes that's all I need to do. Do you know what I mean? I just got to get out of my own head. Yes, I like sliced turkey and cheese. Well, not cheese so much, but I do like, I do take cut up turkey. Lisa, can I say, I love yogurt covered pretzels, but they are so dang addictive that you can eat like a billion and not know it. I love them too much. I like that. Let's do some pink over here. If I just connect to this, so it's like a longie. I know, it's making me a little bit hungry too. So it's time for my, after class today, I'll have my apple. Where do I want to put some more of this pink? Searching for my spot. I hope you're painting away. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. It's a page in my art journal, but you know, my friend Lynn keeps telling me that I should scan and create papers, and I've kind of fought her on that, but I'm considering it, Lynn. I am. It does take me out of the flow state too, Keels, because now I'm like, ooh, I can't wait to cut up that apple. Yesterday I had some peanut butter with my apple. Delicious. Oh, you know what? I want to... Oh, you guys, I watched this show yesterday. It was really, really good, but it was super sad. And I didn't realize how sad it was until I was kind of into it, and then I was hooked. It was called Maryland. Has anybody seen that? It's on PBS, and it's about two sisters who lose their mom. I know. Oh, I mean, it was a mysterious story, so it was interesting, but Jeff was like, why do you do that to yourself? I don't know. Ooh, I need to quit singing. You know what'll happen. I'll get stopped by the police. By the music police. I know, Keels, I know. But it was only 3 episodes, and it was it was an amazing story. So I finished it, and it was good. This is kind of the same color, isn't it? Exactly, Valerie. You know it could happen. I've never been to Facebook jail. I should probably not say that out loud, but I haven't. But I have gotten parts of my videos blocked out. It's fun to kind of look back and see like dark parts and light parts. Do you know what I mean? Like where you need a little bit more pink, or maybe some more orange, or whatever the case may be. And to just fill in the spaces. I'm kind of digging that idea. But on this page, I think I want to get more organic. Like maybe I want to do some like kind of snaky bits, and I don't know. Let's connect those. Well, boo. I wish you could play with art a little longer, but I get it. I get it. Let's do this color down here. Let's make it long. Kind of liking that. Yeah, I do too. Valerie. I like to just kind of lose myself in color. Don't you? Maybe I'll go this way. And here. Mm-hmm. I think I want to do this other orange again. Oh, how am I doing? Oh, I'm over. You guys, I guess I did kind of get in a flow state of sorts. I adore you all. Thank you so much for hanging with me. Thank you so much for painting with me and going on these crazy artsy adventures with me. I adore you all. Thank you so much, everybody. And I will see you on Saturday. Don't forget, Saturday. Open your email tomorrow. I adore you all. Bye.